Good day. You are welcome to my channel. This beautiful day, we are going to be looking at quadratic equation. How do you solve a quadratic equation? We are looking at factorization method. If you are asked to use factorization method, how do you do that? That is what we are going to be looking at this beautiful today. Now, look at this now. If you want to solve this, you have to solve 3p squared minus 8p minus 3 equals to 0. If you want to solve this, you are going to be going through two important steps. The step 1 is to multiply the first term and the last term together. If you multiply the first term and the last term together, you'll be having 3p squared times minus 3. If you do that, you have this is plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 times minus 3 plus times minus is minus 9, then p squared. Now, the answer that you are getting from the step 1 leads us to step 2. In step 2, you are going to be looking for two terms that you can multiply together that will give you your product. The answer to your product in step 1, which is 9p squared. But their sum will give you the middle term, which is minus 8p. Remember, we are looking for product and sum. The product we are looking for is minus 9p squared, and the sum we are looking for, the middle term here, is minus 8p. What are those two numbers that we can multiply together that will give us minus 9p squared, that we can also add them together, that will give us minus 8p. That is the second important step. Now, if you check your multiplication, if you focus on the number, the product, this is minus 9. The number that we can times together that will give us minus 9 is 3 and 3, or 9 and 1. So let's see how we can find our way to use first 3 and 3. So that it will give us minus 9. Let's put a minus here, let's put a plus here. Another number that we can times together that will give us this product is 9 and 1. Let's say minus 9 plus 1. Now let's check if any of these two pair of number will give us minus 8p when we sum them together. So let's put a p here and a p here because of the p raised to power 2. Likewise here, a p here and a p here. Now let's check for this one. Minus 3p times plus 3p will give us minus 9p. But the sum now, minus 3p plus 3p will give us 0. So it's not giving us the middle term, which is minus 8p. Let's check for the second one. Minus 9p times plus 1p will give us minus 9p squared. Minus 9p, sum now, plus 1p will give us minus 8p. So these are the two numbers that we are looking for. Now, once you have gotten those two numbers, such that these two numbers, their product is minus 9p squared and their sum is minus 8p. Those two numbers, you substitute them into the middle term. So the middle term in the equation, in the quadratic equation, was minus 8p. So we'll put those two numbers in place of this middle number here. The first number will remain and the last term will remain. The first term and the last term will remain, but the middle term will be substituted by those two numbers that we have gotten. So we are going to be having 3p squared minus 9p plus 1p minus 3 equals to 0. We have substituted these two numbers in place of the middle number. The first term is there, the last term is there, but the middle term has been substituted with those two numbers that we have gotten here. So what you do next is to group them in twos, the first term and the second term, the third term and the fourth term together. First, second, third, fourth. common here, what can divide these two numbers inside the first bracket is 3 is common to 3 and 9. While p also can divide here. So we're having 3p common. Divide this one by 3p, you'll be left with p here. Minus, divide this one by 3p. The 3 will cancel 3. 3 in 9 is 3. Then the p has gone. So that is what will be left here. Then in the second bracket too, what is common here means what can divide the two of them. It is only 1 that can divide them. So that's plus 1, you bring it out. Then divide this one by plus 1, this will go, you are left with p. Divide this one by plus 1, you are left with minus 3 equals to 0. So the two brackets will always be the same when you are factorizing, when you are solving by factorization method. So what you do next, the ones that are the same, put it inside the bracket. Then open another bracket. The ones outside the first bracket and the ones outside the second bracket will be inside the second bracket. So this will give us 3p, then plus 1, close your bracket, equals 0. So when you are multiplying two things together, bracket times bracket, bracket means multiplication. So if you are multiplying two things together and our result is 0, that shows that before we can get 0, it's either this one is 0 or this one is 0. That is the argument you always apply when you are solving by factorization method. Now that shows that it's either p minus 3 equals to 0, or the second bracket 3p plus 1 equals to 0. So you are going to solve each of them. For the first one, take this minus 3 to this side, you have p equals to 0. This one goes there, become plus 3. Then p equals to 0 plus 3 is 3. Then for the second one too, take this plus 1 to the other side, you have 3p equals to 0 minus 1. Then 3p equals to 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Then what you do next is to divide both sides by the coefficient of p here, which is 3. So if you divide both sides by this 3, you'll be having 3p divided by 3 equals to minus 1 divided by 3. The 3 will go, you're having p equals to minus 1 all over 3. This is our final answer. So once you are solving quadratic equation, you go through this step. The first step and the second steps are very important. Multiply the first term and the last term together. Whatever your answer is, look for two numbers, two terms that you can multiply together, such that it will give you that particular answer that you got in step 1. And if you now sum those two terms together, it will give you the middle term. Once you can easily get those two numbers, you are now going to go to the second step. You substitute those two numbers in place of the middle number. Then the next step is to group in twos. After you substitute them, you group in twos, then you factorize completely and solve completely and get your answer. So that is how you solve any quadratic equation using factorization method. I hope this will go a long way, and I hope you make use of this in your examinations. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.